Listen carefully, because this will offend your ego, but rescue your destiny. The world doesn't eat seeds. The market does not pay for potential. Ideas are seeds. The market pays for fruit, tangible, edible, usable outcomes people can consume. Write this down. Money does not follow ideas. Money follows value, and value is fruit. Say it out loud. I will produce something. Tell your neighbor, seeds don't feed anybody. Genesis 1:28 says, and God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion. Fruitful first. Not famous first, not followed first. Fruitful. Fruitful means productive, generative, converting invisible potential into visible benefit. When heaven bless you, it did not bless you to carry seeds around in your pocket like trophies. It blessed you to plant, to produce, to present fruit to hungry people. Are you hearing me? Here is the tragedy of gifted people. They mistake inspiration for distribution. They celebrate concepts instead of conversions. They are intoxicated by affirmation but allergic to application. They host conferences in their head and never set a table in the marketplace. Write this down. Applause is not revenue. Likes are not invoices. Followers are not customers. Say it. I will not confuse excitement with execution. Tell your neighbor, I'm done celebrating concepts. I'm converting. Jesus saw a fig tree covered in leaves, but with no fruit, and cursed it. Mark 11. Leaves are publicity. Fruit is product. Too many of you have leaves, logos, websites, mood boards. But when the world is hungry, there's nothing to bite. God is not impressed with leaves. He is hungry for fruit. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Proverbs 14:23. Mere talk is seed swirling. Profit is fruit selling. Write this down. Your seed, the idea that won't leave you alone, was heaven's whisper of assignment. But a whisper does not feed a city. The baker who keeps perfect recipes in a notebook but never puts bread in a bag with a price and a place is not a business. She is a hobby with great taste. I met a brother with a stack of brilliant app sketches. 7 years old, dog-eared by conferences, coffee and excuses. He could pitch like a poet, but there was no download link, no prototype, no price. He kept shouting, I'm not ready, while the market kept shouting back, we're hungry. Tell your neighbor, stop feeding your fears and start feeding the market. Write this down. Every problem is a business. God hides provision inside solutions. Your seed is the solution in seed form. Your fruit is a solution in sale form. Seeds are for sowers. Fruit is for eaters. So here is the correction. Stop praying for harvest while refusing to plant your seed in soil called structure. Stop caressing your idea. Convert it into an offer. Produce something I can buy today. Are you getting this? Say it with me. My gift is a seed. My product is fruit. My impact is the orchard. This is the transformation promise of this entire journey. Gift to product to income and impact. We are not here to hype you. We are here to hand you a checklist for fruit. Packaging, testing, distribution, clarity of buyer, quality control, niche mastery, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion, not as Sunday slogans, but as a Monday operating system. If you don't deploy yourself, you will be employed by someone who did. Write that down and circle it. Let me correct an ego that loves potential. Potential is not payment. Potential is debt. You owe the world the fruit of your seed. Only empty trees sleep easy. Productive trees bend under the weight of delivery. That pressure you feel is not punishment. It's pregnancy. But pregnancy without a delivery plan becomes frustration. The market is a hospital, not a museum. It receives deliveries, not exhibits. You cannot invoice inspiration. You must invoice outcomes. Tell your neighbor, make it edible. Make it usable. Make it viable. Say it again. I will produce something. Say it louder. By this time next week, I will have fruit in the market. Some of you felt your heart resist that. That resistance is your ego defending its comfort. Ego wants to be praised for cleverness. Wisdom wants to be paid for usefulness. Ego wants to win debates. Wisdom wants to win customers. Ego wants to be right. Wisdom wants to be fruitful. Choose wisdom. Choose fruit. Let me give you a parable. A young woman could sing like heaven opened. For 10 years she sang free at weddings, collect compliments, and post clips. One day she met an old mentor who said, "Daughter, you have seeds in your throat, but no fruit in a package." She cried. He said, "Good. Tears are water. Now plant." She recorded one song, priced it, posted it, partnered with a local venue for a listening night, captured emails, offered a limited wedding package with clear outcomes and deadlines. And by the end of 30 days, had 3 paying clients and a small choir subscription service for churches that needed harmonies and training. Do you see it? Seed to product, to income, to impact. Not magic. Management, not fame. Fruit. Write this down. Fruit is your gift package as a specific deliverable outcome with a clear buyer and a clear promise. This session will be your fruit checklist. We will expose the difference between looking ready and selling value. We will take your swirl of ideas and shape them into offers. We will force a prototype out of your perfectionism. We will test it in the wild, not in your head. We will place your value where hungry people already are. And we will show you how to guard freshness so your fruit doesn't rot in the warehouse of delay. But first, you must repent for worshiping your seed. Seeds are not for frames. They are for fields. Plant it. Be fruitful. That is not a suggestion. It is a mandate loaded with the assumption that you have what it takes. When God demands something, it exists. Your assignment is not to beg for more seed. Your assignment is to turn the seed you already have into fruit we can consume. Say it. The world doesn't eat seeds. Say it. Money follows value. Say it. I will produce something. Now write this last line down and seal it in your spirit. My gift will no longer be a secret. It will be a product. And my product will feed people. And feeding people will fund purpose. That is the foundation. Now, let's go to work. Now, listen. If fruit is the mandate, why does that idea keep waking you up at 2 a.m.? Why does that burden keep circling your life like a dove looking for a place to land? Why do strangers keep saying the same sentence about you? You're so good at that, and yet you call it just helping. That is not a hobby haunting you. That is purpose refusing to be ignored. Jeremiah tried to be quiet, and he confessed, his word was in my heart like a burning fire shut up in my bones. I was weary of holding it back. Jeremiah 20:9. That unrest you feel is not torment, it is ignition. Write this down. Purpose produces pressure. Pressure is proof there is something in you that must come out. God would be unjust to demand what he did not deposit. And God blessed them and said, be fruitful. Genesis 1:28. The blessing is the deposit. The command is the withdrawal. When heaven places a demand on you, supply is already within you. That recurring idea is not an invitation to collect compliments. It is the bell of destiny ringing. Class is in session. Romans 11:29 says, the gifts and the calling of God are without repentance. He doesn't change his mind about what he hid in you, so stop trying to negotiate away the pressure with busyness. Say it. I am necessary. Say it again. I am God's response to a need he created. Tell your neighbor, I am not a warehouse of unused gifts. I am a distributor. Look for the evidence. Purpose leaves fingerprints. It shows up as repeated compliments. You make numbers make sense. You're the one we ask to calm the room. Your soups heal people. It shows up as persistent burdens. You can't scroll past illiteracy, broken budgeting, sloppy design, or bad customer experiences without wanting to fix them. It shows up as recurring invitations. Every family event, they put you in charge of logistics. Every office emergency, they call you to make the presentation human. Every youth in your neighborhood, they end up at your table for counsel. Those are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Proverbs 20:5 says, counsel in the heart of man is like deep water. A man of understanding will draw it out. Your deep water keeps rising to the surface because it's time to draw. Say it. I will draw it out. Let me correct you gently but firmly. Stop calling it just a hobby if it keeps returning. Hobbies don't hunt you. Purpose stalks you with love. Hobbies are escapes. Purpose is assignment. Hobbies relax you. Purpose refuses to let you sleep until you release what you carry. You are not being harassed by a cute idea. You are being summoned by your design. When Moses tried to argue with God about his inadequacy, God did not send him to a store. He asked, "What is that in your hand?" Exodus 4:2. Translation: the supply for the assignment is already in your possession, hidden in your skill, your story, your scars, your systems. Write this down. My assignment contains its supply. Consider the widow in 2 Kings 4. Her crisis placed a demand on her oil, and the prophet asked what was in her house. Not her neighbor's house. Not the influencer's studio. Her house. She poured what she had, and as long as there were vessels, the oil multiplied. The problem was the trigger. The supply was resident. Some of you are waiting for more resources when God is waiting for you to recognize your resourcefulness. You give them something to eat. Jesus said to the disciples before multiplying loaves and fish, Mark 6:37. That sentence is the press of purpose. Stop outsourcing responsibility for the hunger you were born to address. Write this down. Every problem is a business, and your persistent problem is your business. If broken onboarding in small companies irritates you, that irritation is market intelligence. If you can't stand how complicated healthy eating feels for busy parents, your frustration is a blueprint for a simple packaged plan. If you keep rewriting your church's volunteer manual in your head while you sit in service, that is not rebellion, that is design. Channel it. The pressure is not punishment, it is pregnancy. Contractions are not comfortable, but they are confirmation. A delivery is imminent. Deliver what? Fruit, tangible outcomes people can consume. Identity is the lever that lifts execution. Say this with conviction. I am necessary. I am God's response to a need in my generation. I am not a warehouse. I am a producer. I shift economies by solving specific problems with specific fruit. Money follows value. Value is my fruit. If you feel something breaking while you speak it, that is a shell cracking so the seed can germinate. The greatest enemy of your purpose is not the devil. It is indecision dressed as humility. I'm just helping, you say. No, help becomes harvest when you package it. We will package later. Today, we agree with heaven about why you cannot ignore this anymore. Here is how purpose taps you on the shoulder in real time. Number 1, repetition. The idea returns in cycles at lunch, at night, on vacation. Number 2, recognition. Other people name it in you without being prompted. Number 3, restlessness. You cannot be satisfied consuming where you were designed to produce. Number 4, relief. When you act on it, even in small ways, peace arrives not because it's finished, but because you finally obeyed. Habakkuk 2:2 still stands. Write the vision and make it plain. If it won't go away, write it. Name the people it serves. Name the outcome they will receive. Name the one problem you will solve first. Writing is the first contraction. Clarity is the first push. Let me give you a brief parable to stir your memory. There was a quiet man in our city who fixed neighbors' resumes for free. He couldn't watch gifted people undersell themselves. Every month, 2, 3, 5 folks got jobs after he touched their story. He kept calling it I just like words, but the idea would not leave him. It met him in the grocery store line and in the barber's chair. One evening he heard the press in his spirit, stop hiding my fruit in your hobby. He wrote a simple 1-page offer, interview in 7 days, priced it, set clear outcomes, and within 6 weeks, not only did he have income, he had impact. Because he started coaching teenagers from single-parent homes to tell their stories with dignity. The pressure was purpose. The purpose demanded production. Are you getting this? Say it. I will stop trivializing what God keeps magnifying. I will honor the pressure as purpose. I will convert the burden into a blueprint. I am necessary. I I am God's response to a need. I am not a warehouse of unused gifts. I am a producer. And hear me, when you embrace this identity, the same pressure that once annoyed you will become your engine. Because when God says be fruitful, He is not talking to your insecurity. He is talking to His investment in you. Now breathe. The fire in your bones is not there to burn you. It is there to bake the bread the world will eat. Produce something. Now hear me, because this will liberate you from chasing titles and free you to deliver fruit. Leadership is not a title. Leadership is the capacity to influence others through inspiration, not manipulation. Generated by a passion, motivated by a vision, birthed by a conviction, produced by a sense of purpose. Write that down. And then turn the whole sentence upside down and start from the bottom. Purpose produces conviction, I must do this. Conviction births vision, I see a preferred future. Vision fuels passion. I burn to make it real. Passion inspires people. I want to join you. Inspiration creates influence. People rearrange their lives to follow you. Influence becomes leadership without voting, without campaigning, without begging. Say it. I will not chase leadership. I will deliver value until leadership chases me. Jesus said, by their fruits you shall know them. Matthew 7:20. Not by their flyers, not by their fonts, not by their followers. Fruit is credibility. Fruit is trust you can taste. Trust is the invisible currency of leadership, and you cannot swipe trust with manipulation. Manipulation is noise. Inspiration is music. Marketing can introduce you, but only fruit can keep you in the room. Do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings, Proverbs 22:29. Not stand before algorithms, not stand before props. Skill delivered as fruit escorts you into rooms your title could never open. Write this down. Branding is perfume. Fruit is bread. Perfume attracts attention. Bread sustains allegiance. Give me bread. The marketplace is not a playground of personalities. It is a battlefield of problems. People follow the one who solves their pain consistently. The mother with a child who won't sleep doesn't care if your logo can dance. She wants rest by Thursday. The startup founder drowning in chaos doesn't want your poetic pitch deck. He wants a system that stops the bleeding this month. What do you do that makes people run after you? Answer that. What value do you carry that they can taste today? Not tomorrow, today. If I followed you right now, what problem of mine would be solved on a schedule? Let me correct something hard. Many of you are trying to market your way into trust without substance. You're posting samples of leaves, but people are hungry, not impressed. Trust is the residue of experienced fruit. When you deliver results predictably, belief compiles like compound interest. That compilation is influence. Influence is when people start saying your name in rooms you are not in because your fruit walked in ahead of you. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Your gift in fruit form becomes your usher. Write this down. Deliverables do introductions better than handshakes. Consider a parable from our own streets. A city bus driver, no title but driver, noticed the same middle schoolers every afternoon, slumped with phones and failing grades. He had a purpose. Press. These kids must not drown on my route. Conviction said, do something. Vision, a rolling reading club. Passion, he brought a crate of comics and biographies, printed vocab cards, and made level up rewards. Inspiration, one girl improved her reading at home, told her mother, the mother told the principal. Influence, the principal called, sir, can you train our after-school staff? Leadership, a district contract without a new title. He didn't apply to be director of literacy alignment. He delivered bread on wheels. Are you getting this? Write this down. Money follows value. Influence follows consistency. Not once, consistency. The world doesn't eat seeds. The world eats fruit. So stop auditioning for leadership with speeches and start proving leadership with solutions. Leaders are simply people we trust to solve a problem repeatedly at a high standard. That is why Tiger Woods could influence an industry, because he mastered one swing, one domain, obsessively. That is why the cookie lady became a multimillionaire. She saw good cookies now with reliability until her oven schedule turned into policy. You don't need a badge. You need a track record. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Proverbs 14:23. Profit is proof. Proof is influence. Let me ask you again, but slower. What do you do that makes us come and run up after you? What fruit can we bite this week that makes us rearrange our calendars to be near you next week? Don't tell me your grand vision for 10 years. Show me your small deliverable for 10 days. Vision is proven by prototypes, and prototypes create early followers. Some of you keep praying for followers while heaven is waiting for fruit. Produce something and let your results preach the sermon your lips have been rehearsing. Say it. I will not audition for influence. I will accumulate it by delivery. Now, in the marketplace, manipulation looks like discounts without substance, hype without help, urgency without utility. Inspiration looks like testimonies you didn't write, referrals you didn't force, reorders you didn't beg for. You can't fake reorders. Reorders are people's way of voting for your leadership. When a city keeps buying bread from the same bakery, that bakery leads the breakfast table. When a neighborhood keeps calling the same handyman, that handyman becomes mayor of broken things. Every problem is a business. Every consistent solution is a platform of influence. Here is the practical bridge. Pick one problem and one people. Promise one outcome by one date. Deliver it. Document it. Distill it into a case study. Distribute that proof where hungry people already are. Repeat. That cycle, deliver, document, distribute, becomes your river of influence. People don't follow noise, they follow rivers. And while you're doing it, protect your heart from the seduction of titles. Titles can be taken. Fruit cannot be argued with. If you don't deploy yourself, you will be employed to build someone else's influence. Deploy your fruit. Say this with authority. I am not chasing stages. I am building ovens. I am not begging for followers. I am feeding future leaders. I produce fruit. Fruit produces trust. Trust becomes influence. Influence becomes leadership. Be fruitful. Multiply. Replenish. Subdue. Have dominion. Genesis 1:28 is not a poem. It is a production line. Start it, and leadership will find you standing where kings stand, not because you shook the right hand, but because you fed the right hunger. Now, what fruit will you put in the market by this time next week? That answer is the door to your influence. Produce it. Listen, before you pick a date, before you choose a logo, we must confront the most dangerous enemy of your execution, your eyes. The greatest enemy of your vision is your sight. Sight reports what is. Vision reveals what shall be. Sight is limited to your environment. Vision is liberated by your assignment. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5-7. Entrepreneurship is simply the courage to live from what you see inside before the world can see it outside. Write that down. Say it out loud. I live from vision, not from sight. Tell your neighbor, stop staring at the wind, start sowing. Ecclesiastes 11:4 rebukes us kindly but firmly. He who observes the wind will not sow, and he who regards the clouds will not reap. Translation, if you keep watching for perfect conditions, you will miss your season. Some of you have been studying clouds for 5 years. You call it research. Heaven calls it delay. You say, I'm waiting for more money, when what you mean is, I fear to start with what I have. You say, I'm waiting for more confidence. But confidence is the child of execution, not the parent. You say, I need another credential. But your customers are not hungry for degrees. They are hungry for outcomes. You say, I need more time. But time is created by courage and calendar, not by wishing. Write this down. These are sight traps, money, confidence, credentials, time. They are not requirements. They are excuses that dress like wisdom. The world doesn't eat seeds, and the world surely doesn't eat excuses. Produce something. Vision is heaven's preview of a future you are required to film on earth. Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith gives substance. Vision gives script. Prototypes give evidence. Say it. Vision is proven by prototypes, not by speeches. not by mood boards. Prototypes. A prototype is a small, edible, testable piece of your future that people can bite today. Stop worshiping perfection. Start serving people. Jesus did not hand the 5,000 a 10-year strategic plan. He handed them bread that multiplied in motion. Mark 6. Movement multiplies. Stagnation sterilizes. Write that down. Let me show you the antidote to sight traps. Number 1, write it down. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain that he may run. That reads it. Plain means simple. If you can't state your offer in a sentence a 12-year-old can repeat, you are hiding behind complexity. Number 2, simplify it. Kill the extra features. Reduce the promise to one outcome and one date. Number 3, ship the smallest edible piece. I call it your minimum viable fruit. Not your orchard, your first apple slice. A one-page guide. A 4 or 5-minute workshop. A 3-lesson mini course. A 10-customer pilot. A local pickup box of your top 3 cookies. Not perfect edible. Number 4, place it where hungry people already are. Don't build a palace in the desert. Build a table in the marketplace. Write those 4 down. And circle, ship. Let me correct the religious spirit in your business plan. Faith without works is dead, James 2:17. Let me translate for the marketplace. Faith without a product is sentiment, not stewardship. Stop calling fear waiting on the Lord if the Lord already said be fruitful. Isaac sowed in a famine and reaped 100-fold that same year, Genesis 26:12. Famine is bad sight, but good soil for vision. Conditions don't validate your calling. Obedience does. Tell your neighbor, I will sow in windy weather. I will reap under cloudy skies. I will ship before I feel ready. A young brother came to me with a brilliant health app idea, beautiful slides, elegant features, a 5-year roadmap. Sight kept telling him, you need $250,000 before anyone should touch this. Vision whispered, give 10 busy fathers a 2-week text-based meal plan with grocery lists and accountability. Charge $49 and measure inches lost. He argued with his future for 6 months and lost. Then one day he repented, built a simple Google Doc, set a start date, and shipped minimum viable fruit. 9 out of 10 completed. 6 referred a friend. He had proof, not perfection. That proof became a door. Investors returned his calls because fruit speaks a language. Money understands data. Write this down. Results erase arguments. Stop trying to impress. Start trying to serve. Sight says, once the website is cinematic, then I'll launch. Vision says, a payment link and 3 case studies by Friday. Sight says, when I feel like a CEO. Vision says, make 5 phone calls before lunch and collect 1 yes. Sight says, I'm not sure people want it. Vision says, run a 24-hour pre-order and find out. Are you getting this? You cannot steer a parked car. God orders steps, not standstills. Move. Now hear the pattern again, because it is the divine production line we are installing in your bloodstream. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Fruit first. Fruit is not a fantasy. It is a prototype you can deliver this week. Multiplication cannot occur until a pattern is established. Distribution cannot happen until there is something to distribute. Quality cannot be subdued without a standard to control. Dominion does not crown daydreamers. It crowns producers. So our first royal act is not a coronation, it is a shipment. Write that down. My crown is in my carton. Here is your immediate assignment. In the next 48 hours, write 1 sentence that names 1 people, 1 problem, and 1 outcome by 1 date. Example. I help first-time managers run a one-on-one that ends with clear action by next Tuesday. Or, I delivered 3 plant-based dinners for busy nurses this weekend that take under 10 minutes to heat. Price it. Put a start date on it. Create the simplest method to collect payment, invoice, link, envelope, I don't care. Invite 10 people you can reach without advertising. Deliver. Document the results in 2 paragraphs. Distribute that proof where hungry people congregate. That is vision turning into a prototype. That is faith finding substance. That is you moving from prayer only to production also. Say this with me. I refuse to be delayed by my eyes. I will write it. I will simplify it. I will shift the smallest edible piece. I will serve before I impress. I walk by faith, not by sight. My vision will be proven by prototypes. Because the world doesn't eat seeds. And it surely doesn't eat almost. It eats fruit. And fruit doesn't appear by magic. It appears by motion. Now go plant in windy weather. We will test your first harvest together. And when I ask you next week, what did you ship? You will not present a cloud report. You will present bread. Now lean in. Because I am about to give you the operating system that runs the marketplace, whether you acknowledge it or not. Genesis 1:28 is not a nursery rhyme. It is a divine production code. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion. 5 imperatives. One sequence. Not slogans, systems. Write that down. Say it out loud. Be fruitful. Multiply. Replenish. Subdue. Have dominion. Fruit first, dominion last. Dominion is not a dream you announce. It is a verdict the market returns after you pass 4 audits. This is the verse Bill Gates used without quoting it. Stephen Jobs used it in a black turtleneck. McDonald's used it with fries. Walmart used it with aisles. The tragedy is the people who carry Bibles often carry no product. That ends now. Law number 1, be fruitful. Fruitful means productive, not gifted, productive. The world doesn't pay you for potential. It pays you for product. What is fruit? Your gift packaged as a specific deliverable outcome with a clear buyer at a clear price by a clear date. If your idea cannot be invoiced in 7 days, it is not fruit yet, it is fertilizer. By their fruits you shall know them. Matthew 7:20. Not by their proposals. Your first checkpoint. Can you describe your offer in 1 sentence a 12-year-old can repeat? 1 people, 1 problem, 1 promise, 1 price, 1 date. Second checkpoint. Can you deliver it without asking permission from perfect conditions? Third checkpoint. Can you collect proof before and afters? Testimonials, metrics within 14 days. Write this down. Fruit is evidence you obeyed. No fruit, no discussion of leadership, no budgets, no branding binge. Produce bread. Law number 2, multiply. Once fruit appears, heaven inspects for pattern. Multiplication is repeatability without collapse. This is where you extract your method from your miracle. Can someone else deliver 80% of your promise using your playbook? That's multiplication. Tiger Woods didn't become great by being talented. He designed a repeatable swing, then practiced it before the sun rose. Your business needs a swing. Checklists, scripts, templates, batching, SOPs. Your checkpoint. Write the steps you unconsciously take to produce your fruit. Turn intuition into instruction. Second checkpoint. Run your process twice the same way and measure consistency. Third checkpoint. Build 1 tool that makes the next delivery faster. An onboarding form, a curriculum outline, a recipe card, a diagnostic survey. Write this down. Multiply is making your fruit predictable, not magical. Law number 3, replenish. Replenish means fill the earth distribution. Distribution is evangelism for your product. If fruit sits in a basket in your kitchen, it will rot anointed. You must place value where hungry people already stand. Jesus multiplied bread in a crowd, not in a closet. Your checkpoint. Name the top 3 places your buyers congregate right now. Digital platforms, physical locations, existing communities. Second checkpoint. Create 1 repeatable distribution rhythm weekly drop. Thursday webinar. Market stall, subscription delivery. Third checkpoint. Secure 1 partnership that places your fruit on someone else's shelf. An affiliate, a local cafe, a newsletter feature, a school program. Write this down. Obscurity is more dangerous than competition. Replenish removes obscurity. Stop building cathedrals in deserts. Build tables in marketplaces. Law number 4, subdue. Subdue means bring under control. Control quality, time, and money so the fruit doesn't rot. This is where good people fail because momentum masquerades as mastery. If you cannot say no, you cannot subdue. Boundaries are business holiness. Your checkpoint. Define the standard. What done looks like. What fresh means. What on time is. Quality is not a vibe. It is a checklist. Second checkpoint. Install constraints that protect excellence. Order cutoffs. Service level agreements. Price floors. Capacity limits. Refund policies. Third checkpoint. Measure the vital signs, lead time, defect rate, cash conversion cycle, customer satisfaction, reorders. Proverbs 22:29 says, do you see a man diligent in his work? He shall stand before kings. Diligence is subdue in motion. Write this down. I don't manage customers first. I manage standards first. Subdue keeps fruit from becoming compost. Law number 5, have dominion. Dominion is not arrogance. It is stewardship of a category because your usefulness is unrivaled. Dominion is when the market remembers your name first for one clear outcome. That is all. Not famous for everything, faithful for one thing. Burger King sells burgers, but the dominion sentence is the Whopper. What's your Whopper? Write that down. Your checkpoint. Define the sentence you must own in the mind of your market. When you think X, you call me. Second checkpoint. Design moats, community, IP, signature process, data distribution agreements that make your position hard to copy. Third checkpoint. Monitor share of mind and share of wallet referrals. Direct searches for your name. Reorder rates. Category mentions. Dominion is the crown, but remember our proverb. My crown is in my carton. Crown last, carton first. Let me correct the chaos we see every day. Many of you leapt to dominion followers, funding, features without fruit. You applied for grants for an unbaked loaf. You hired a branding agency to perfume a tree with no apples. You begged for distribution before there was anything to distribute. That is backwards. Be fruitful, then multiply, then replenish, then subdue, then have dominion. Sequence is salvation for your strategy. Write this down. Sequence prevents shame. When you honor the order, you won't have to apologize to customers or investors because your promises are fed by process, not fantasy. Now, let's make this unbearably practical. We will run your idea through 5 checkpoints, and you will give me yes or no answers, not poetry. For be fruitful. Do you have a sellable offer stated in one sentence with one buyer, one problem, one outcome, one price, one date? Do you have a payment method active? Do you have 10 reachable prospects to invite within 24 hours for multiply? Is your delivery method mapped step by step? Can you delegate one step this week? Can you deliver the same outcome twice with less effort for replenish? Where do your buyers currently gather? What is your weekly distribution rhythm? Which partner's shelf can you place your fruit on by the end of the month? For subdue, what are your standards documented? What no will you enforce this week to protect quality? What 3 numbers will you track every Friday for dominion? What sentence do you own? What moat are you building this quarter? What proof shows people think of you first? This is not theory. This is theology translated into throughput. Genesis opens with sequence because God understands operations. Day by day, light, sky, land, vegetation, lights, living creatures, then man. He did not place man before oxygen. He did not instruct birds without sky. Dominion crowned a sequence. That is why some of you suffocate under visibility. You skip oxygen, slow down to speed up. He makes all things beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. Beauty is sequence honored. Hear me as your pastor in the marketplace. Dominion is service perfected, not ego inflated. When you master a problem for a people so faithfully that they rest at the sound of your name, that is dominion. The king in a kingdom is the servant who solved the most vital problem with the greatest consistency. Jesus called it lordship through servanthood. So remove the swagger and pick up the standard. Say it. I don't chase crowns, I maintain standards. I don't chase visibility, I expand usefulness. I don't chase hype, I multiply proof. I must warn you with love. Every law will be tested. Fruit will face fear. Multiply will face pride. Only I can do it. Replenish will face rejection. No one sees me. Subdue will face fatigue. I'm tired of saying no. Dominion will face distraction. Try everything. Stand your ground. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Proverbs 14:23. Profit is the applause of process. Influence is the echo of fruit. Dominion is the byproduct of obedience under pressure. So here is our covenant for the rest of this journey. We will not jump steps. We will honor the order. Each law will become a checklist you can run this week. By next session, you will bring me fruit measurements, not fantasies. We will prototype, then pattern, then place, then police our standards, then possess our category by usefulness, by integrity, by service. Say with me, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Again, louder. Now write this last line and circle it 3 times. Fruit first, dominion at the end. Because the world doesn't eat seeds and it doesn't worship slogans. It remembers the name that fed it well and fed it again. Now, let us submit to law number 1. Be fruitful. Not be famous. Not be busy. Be fruitful. And God said, be fruitful. Genesis 1:28. Write that down. Fruit is not your talent. Fruit is the result your talent produces for someone else. Clear, consumable, and measurable. The world doesn't pay singers. It pays songs that move souls on schedule. The world doesn't pay preachers. It pays sermons that solve confusion by Sunday. The world doesn't pay artists. It pays portraits that arrive ready to hang by Friday at 5 p.m. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit. John 15:8. God is not glorified by your potential. He is glorified by your production. Say it. My gift is a seed. My product is the fruit. God is glorified by the fruit. Write this definition and circle it. Fruit is your gift packaged as a specific deliverable outcome with a clear buyer at a clear price by a clear date. If you cannot describe it in 1 sentence and deliver it in 1 week, it is still seed, not fruit. I know that offends your ego, but it will rescue your calendar. Some of you have been watering a seed for 7 years and calling the shade vision. There is no shade from a seed. Shade comes from trees. Trees come from fruit with seed inside it that was planted and multiplied. Obedience must become outcome. Here is your fruit checklist, and I want you to recite it with your pen. Who is it for? What problem does it solve? What promise can I responsibly make? What does done look like? Who is it for? Name of people, not the planet. Who are you called to feed first? What problem, pain with urgency and cost? If it doesn't hurt, they won't hurry. What? Promise 1 outcome you can deliver without lying to yourself or your buyer. Responsible promise means integrity under pressure. And what does done look like? Define the finish line so both of you can say amen on schedule. Done is a checklist, not a vibe. Write that down. Done is a checklist. Let me translate vague gifts into edible fruit right now, because I am tired of watching gifted people starve with full barns of seed. I do coaching. No, you don't. You will deliver a 4-week leadership sprint for first-time managers. 4 60-minute sessions, 1 playbook, 3 templates, and by week 4, a written 9-day one-on-one rhythm ready to run. Price, $497. Start date, next Tuesday. Done looks like calendar invite set, scripts printed, first one-on-one executed, and debrief. That is fruit. I'm a speaker. No, you are a workshop with oxygen. A 90-minute clarity under pressure session for startup teams, culminating in a 1-page decision protocol and 3 scenarios practiced live. Price per team, $2,500. Date, the last Friday of the month. Done looks like protocol posted in their Slack with sample language, recorded practice clips, and a follow-up Q&A date booked. Fruit. I'm an artist. No, you are offering a 12x16 custom portrait delivered in 7 days with 2 style options, framed or unframed, plus a limited run of 50 sign prints at $75 each. Done looks like high-res proof. Approved by day 3, final piece shipped on day 7 with a certificate of authenticity. Fruit, I have knowledge. Wonderful. Package it as a toolkit. The new manager starter kit checklists, email templates, meeting agendas, a 30-day implementation calendar, and a 4 or 5-minute onboarding video. $149. Access delivered today. Done looks like buyer downloads all assets, runs the first one-on-one within 48 hours, and checks off the first 5 templates used. Are you feeling this? The difference between seed and fruit is not holiness, it is packaging. In the kingdom, packaging is not deception. Packaging is clarity. You are not adding makeup. You are adding handles. Fruit needs a stem so people can pick it. Your gift without handles becomes a museum piece, beautiful, admired, and untouched. Write that down. Handles make value portable. Let me correct the pride some of you hide behind. I don't like to be boxed in. Listen to me. Fruit lives in containers. Orange juice in a bottle. Software in a plan. Therapy in a 6-session arc. Containment is how we measure and move value. If you refuse to define the box, you will never fill the shelf. And empty shelves do not earn rent. Proverbs 24-27 says, prepare your work outside. Get everything ready for yourself in the field. And after that, build your house. Prepare the product before the palace. Package before press releases. Write this down. Containment precedes credibility. Now, how do you write your 1-sentence offer? Simple and sacred. I help who go from current pain to specific outcome in time frame for price. And done looks like measurable deliverables. Say it out loud. Again, if you cannot fill those brackets, you are not ready to invoice. And until you can invoice, please stop asking for investors. Investors do not fund seeds without plots. They fund orchards with proof. A man's gift makes room for him, Proverbs 18:16, but only after the gift has taken the shape of something that can enter a room without spilling. Let me give you a parable from our own neighborhood. Sister Naomi bakes bread that can make a grown man cry. For years, she blessed potlucks and posted photos. Likes galore, no fruit. One day she repented of vagueness. She wrote, I deliver 7 loaves in 7 days, artisan sourdough, seeded rye, honey wheat, olive, rosemary, cinnamon raisin, multigrain, and brioche local drop-off by 6 p.m. every day this week, $89. Done looks like 7 labeled loaves, sliced guide card, and a bonus jar of garlic butter. She texted it to 30 people. 12 paid within 24 hours. Those loaves entered homes, not hashtags. Within 2 weeks, a cafe called That's Replenished Knocking, but it started with fruit. Are you getting this? Responsible promise now. Don't sell miracles, sell mastery under stewardship. If you are a fitness coach, promising 30 pounds in 10 days is witchcraft. Promising 5 inches off your waist in 8 weeks with 3 30-minute sessions and a grocery list is integrity. If you are a tax preparer, don't promise the biggest refund. Promise clean books in 14 days and a file return with an audit-ready folder. Those are done lines. Done lines protect trust. Trust is tomorrow's influence. Influence becomes leadership. Be fruitful. Say this with me. I put dates on destiny. I define done. I deliver bread. James says, show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. James 2:18. Faith shows up as fruit. So this week, your assignment under Law 1 is not prayer alone. It is production. Choose one gift and carve it into one edible offer. One people, one problem, one promise, one price, one date, one done. Let me help you break the someday spell. If you cannot ship the first slice in 7 days, cut the apple smaller. A 1-2 week course becomes a 90-minute clinic with a workbook. A full-length album becomes a 3-song EP delivered to your email list Friday night with a listening Zoom. A 200-page book becomes a 25-page field guide. A high-ticket consulting package becomes a $299 diagnostic with a 1-page action map. Stop worshiping orchards while despising the apple slice. Jesus fed thousands with bread that multiplied in pieces. Pieces are holy. And I know the objection. But what about excellence? Excellence is not endless delay masked as standards. Excellence is clear promise kept on schedule. Do you see a man skillful in his work? He shall stand before kings. Proverbs 22:29. Kings don't invite you for intention. They invite you for outcomes. Skill becomes fruit when it meets a deadline. Write that down. Excellence equals clarity plus consistency plus calendar. I release you now from the tyranny of complicated. Fruitfulness is not fancy. It is faithful. Take your raw gift and give it edges, a price, a start date, and a finish line. Put ink on the invoice and oxygen in your offer. Say it again. Who is it for? What problem? What promise? What does done look like? And hear your pastor in the marketplace. If you cannot describe it in one sentence and deliver it in 1 week, it is still seed. Plant it, yes. But do not try to eat it. Do not try to sell it. Let it die in the soil of process and rise as fruit. Lift your hands and declare, I am a producer, not a procrastinator. I convert gift to bread. I write my offer. I price my outcome. I define done. I ship within 7 days. The world doesn't eat seeds, it eats fruit. And by this my Father is glorified that I bear much fruit, and so prove to be his disciple. Now go put a date on your destiny, put a stem on your value, and bring me bread by next week. Your orchard is hiding in your first apple slice. Produce it. Now that you have an offer, let's make it edible. Packaging is not decoration. Packaging is digestion. It is the difference between a ripe mango on a high branch and slices in a bowl on your table with a fork beside it. Write the vision. Make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2. Plain means runnable. Runnable means the buyer knows exactly what it is, what it costs, how it works, and what to do in the first 10 minutes. Write that down. Packaging removes friction. Friction lives in 4 places: names, pricing, format, and onboarding. Let's work them one by one. First, names. If your title needs a translator, your buyer needs an Advil. People don't buy confusion, they buy clarity. Call it what it does, not what you feel. Holistic Synergy Leadership Immersion is seed language. First 9-0. Day plan for new managers is fruit. Integrated nutritional wellness journey is seed. Sleep by Sunday is fruit. The name should make the benefit obvious in 5 words or less. If the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who will prepare for battle? 1 Corinthians 14:8. Your title is your trumpet. Make it certain. Second, pricing. Ambiguity is a tax. Every uncertain dollar loses a buyer. Starting at is fear in a suit. Contact us for a quote is a toll booth to nowhere. State one price, one payment link, one refundable or non-refundable policy in one sentence, $497 one time. Or $99 x 6. Done. When you add hidden fees, you add hidden offense. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord. Proverbs 11:1. Balance your scale. If you offer a guarantee, write the boundary. If you complete steps 1-3 and don't achieve X by day 30, we will action extend sessions, fix it free, credit your account. Guarantees without boundaries breed entitlement. Boundaries with grace build trust. Third, format. Nobody choose a branch. They choose slices. Package your result into modules, sessions, files, or deliverables that have edges. 3 modules, 4 calls, 1 kit with 5 checklists. Instead of lifetime access to everything, offer a 2 one-day sprint with a daily 10-minute action, a tracker, and a Friday review. Features are your toys. Benefits are their bread. Cut features, sharpen benefits. Write that down. John 15:2 says, every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Prune your offer page. Remove fancy adjectives that don't move outcomes. If a feature doesn't advance the promise, it is leaf, not loaf. Fourth, onboarding. The first 10 minutes decide the next 10 months. Design a runway, not a maze. When a buyer pays, what happens? Within 60 seconds, they should receive one email with one subject line, "You're in. Here is your next step." One big button, "Start now." That button opens a welcome page with a 2-minute video where you say their name as a people, restate the promise, show where Dunn lives, and assign a 5-minute quick win they can complete immediately. Send the calendar invite for the first session. Deliver the first tool ready to use, a template, a checklist, a sample file. Give them a success ping, a short form to submit their first win so you can reply with "well done." Packaging is pastoral. You shepherd attention. Write this down. I architect the first 10 minutes. Now, let me expose the confusion tax. Confusion is a toll booth that charges your conversions. Every extra click is a coin. Every extra sentence is a coin. Every extra decision is a coin. By the time a buyer navigates your poetic homepage, the budget has left the building. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And with all you're getting, get understanding. Proverbs 4:7. Understanding is the buyer saying, "I get it," in under 30 seconds. Your packaging must explain value faster than your passion does. Do not make me sit through your testimony to discover your price. Do not make me schedule a call to find your deliverables. Do not make me read a novel to see your promise. Say it on the label. Here is your label. Problem, process, promise. That is the trinity of packaging. Problem name, the pain with cost and consequence. New managers, drowning in meetings and losing team trust. Process, explain the path in 3 steps. Week 1, install one-on-ones. Week 2, set goals. Week 3, run feedback loops. Week 4, dashboard and review. Promise, state the outcome with a clock. In 28 days, your team will run a weekly rhythm with clear priorities and a 90-day plan. Then add proof. A 90. Second demo video showing the dashboard. A sample template they can download. A 1-paragraph case study with numbers. And a guardrail guarantee. If you do the 3 steps and don't have a working rhythm by day 30, we will stay with you until it's live at no extra cost. That's edible. Let me give you a real-time makeover. You sell branding magic. No, you don't. Label. Problem small businesses with blurry offers and inconsistent visuals lose sales at hello. Process day 1. Clarify message. Day 2. Write 1-sentence offer. Day 3. Design logo, palette, and 1-page site. Day 4. Set up checkout. Day 5. Launch announcement. Promise by Friday 5 p.m. Your brand will speak 1 sentence. Take money and look trustworthy. Proof before and after screenshots. A 3-minute site walkthrough. 2 client quotes with stats and a boundary. 2 rounds of revisions. If we miss the Friday deadline due to us, we credit you 20%. That is packaging as clarity. Make the next step obvious. 1 page, 1 CTA, 1 button above the fold, 1 calendar, 1 payment method. 1 message on your social today. I help who go from pain to outcome in time for price. DM ready for the link. A double-minded website is unstable in all its ways. James 1:8 adapted for your UX. Laugh, but repent. When I land on your page, I should not have to choose between 9 programs. You are not a buffet. You are a bakery with today's bread in the window. Put the loaf in the window. Some of you hide behind artistry because you fear accountability. Your floating gradients and cinematic trailers look impressive, but leave the buyer hungry. Beauty serves bread. It cannot replace it. I would rather a plain brown bag with hot bread than a gold box with air. Say it. Form serves function. Beauty serves bread. When packaging elevates clarity, buyers feel safe. Safety speeds decisions. Decisions become deposits. Let's return to Sister Naomi. Her 7 loaves in 7 days worked because the label was edible. Problem busy families eating nonsense. Process 7 loaves dropped before dinner. Promise fresh bread on your table every night this week. She added proof photos of slices. A 3-0. Second video of steam rising. 4 neighbor testimonials with names and a safety line. If any loaf arrives late, you get a bonus focaccia tomorrow. Edible. The cafe that called her was not seduced by adjectives. They were persuaded by clarity. So here is your assignment under the knife of packaging. Cut features, sharpen benefits, write your label, problem, process, promise, with proof and a boundary guarantee. Set a single price. Build the first 10 minutes like a runway. Make the button impossible to miss. Send today's message with today's bread. Say it with me. I remove friction. I label my fruit. I prune my offer. I shepherd the first 10 minutes. I make the next step obvious. And hear heaven's command again. Produce something I can buy. Because the world does not eat seeds and it does not frame slogans. It picks up fruit with a handle and eats. Make your value edible. Make it plain. Then watch how quickly clarity multiplies into customers, and customers into influence, and influence into leadership. Be fruitful even in your packaging. Now that the mango is sliced and labeled, here, law number 2, multiply. The command did not stop at fruit, and God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Genesis 1:28. Write that down. Fruit first, then multiply. Multiplication is proof that your fruit is real because it can be repeated without collapsing. If it only works once with you holding it together by adrenaline and prayer, that was not fruit. That was a performance. We cannot feed the world on your adrenaline. We must feed the world on a system. What is multiplication? Repeatability. Turning a one-time success into a system of templates, scripts, checklists, and standard operating procedures that produce the same outcome on schedule regardless of which trained hands touch it. Busy is not multiplied. If it requires your presence every time, it's labor. Multiplication is leverage. Write that down. Addition needs me. Multiplication needs a method. Say it. I build methods. Consider McDonald's. I am not promoting burgers. I am promoting blueprint. Teenagers can run a multi-billion-dollar engine because of manuals, timers, and a 3-minute fry cycle that doesn't ask for your opinion. That is why a bite in Tokyo tastes like a bite in Toronto. Their fruit is consistent because their process is consistent. This is Genesis wearing a headset. Be fruitful, then multiply. Are you getting this? So how do we multiply without losing our soul? First, convert done into a document. Your done looks like from law 1 must become a checklist that lives outside of your head. Not poetry, a sequence. Step 1, payment received. Step 2, welcome email sent within 60 seconds with button and calendar link. Step 3, assign 5-minute quick win. Step 4, schedule first session. Step 5, deliver tool A, then B, then C. Step 6, measure outcome with scorecard X. Step 7, close with recap template. That is an SOP, standard operating procedure. Every step named, timed, and owned. If it's not written, it's wishful. Write the vision, make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Plain is reproducible. Second, script the moments that matter. Don't leave key pivots to charisma. Script your open. Script your close. Script your objection answers. Script the late client policy. Script the scope creep boundary. Script the refund with conditions explanation. Your team will thank you. Your peace will multiply. Luke 16:10 says, he who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. Script the least. You will be trusted with much. Third, design your scorecard. Multiplication requires measurement. If you cannot measure it, you cannot multiply it. For the leadership sprint we birthed last section, what is success? Calendar invites set for one-on-ones. 3 goals per person in a dashboard. First feedback loop executed. And a 9-0-day plan posted. Put numbers beside each. 100% of managers schedule one-on-ones by day 7. 80% of team members submit goals by day 10. That is a scorecard. Now, anyone you train can aim at the same bullseye. Fourth, build tiers so your one seed becomes many fruits without dilution. 3 lanes. Done for you, done with you, and do it yourself. Done for you is where your team does the work with your system. Done with you is a guided cohort using your playbook. Do it yourself is your toolkit with videos, templates, and a help desk. 1 seed, 3 fruits. Not confusion, options. Write that down. Multiply the format, not the promise. Let me translate it into our examples. The 4-week leadership sprint multiplies like this. Done for You, an enterprise install, where your trained facilitators set up one-on-ones, dashboards, and rhythms for a company over 30 days using your exact SOPs and scripts. Done with You, a monthly cohort of 20 first-time managers. You guide, live with a facilitator guide, worksheets, and a peer practice script. Do it yourself, the new manager starter kit we named, now bundled with a 2 one-day micro course and a quarterly Q&A archive. Same promise, 3 doors. Price them differently. Staff them differently. Track them with the same scorecard. The 5-day branding service multiplies like this. Done for You train 2 junior designers on your 5-day playbook, your revision policy, your file naming convention, your quality checklist, and your Friday launch template. They run 2 brand weeks in parallel while you review at 3 p.m. daily for 15 minutes using a standard critique form. Done with You run a brand in a week workshop with 10 founders where each day you teach 1 step and they implement on a 1-page site template you supply with scripts for their copy. Do it yourself a launch in 5 days kit with your Figma files, a copy bank, and Loom videos that walk through each day. Sister Naomi's loaves? Multiply with integrity. She converts recipes from a handful to grams, times fermentation by temperature, prints a production schedule, and trains 2 neighbors with a video library how to mix, proof, score, bake, bag, and check internal temp to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. She creates a 7 loaves apprentice guide with photos of correct crumb, a sanitation checklist, and a delivery route script. Done for You supply cafes with 50 loaves daily using her apprentices and the schedule. Done with You hosts a Saturday bread camp where families bake 2 loaves at home with her guidance on Zoom using her kit. Do it yourself. Sell pre-measured dry mixes with instructions and a 5-minute video for each loaf. Same promise. Fresh bread in your kitchen this week. 1 seed becoming many fruits without witchcraft, without burnout. Now, a reality check. Multiplication exposes weakness in your production. If it can't be repeated, it wasn't ready. Do not curse the mirror. Fix the method. Run your product 3 times in a row with different people and aim for the same scorecard results. If the second run drops quality, adjust the SOP. If your team can deliver your intro without you, improve the script. If a step keeps failing, name it, time it, assign it, and simplify it. Complexity is the enemy of replication. If your genius cannot be taught, it is not leadership, it is selfishness wearing a halo. And what you have heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. 2 Timothy 2:2. That is multiplication. That is legacy. But hear me, do not multiply your bondage. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Mark 8:36. Write this down. Value scale before volume. Codify your non-negotiables at the top of the SOP. We tell the truth even when it costs. We keep Sabbath rest is scheduled. We deliver the promise, no bait and switch. We refund with boundaries, mercy with order. We honor people interns to executives. Guard your motives with written principles. Jethro told Moses, you will wear yourselves out. Select capable men and let them judge the people at all times. Exodus 18:18-22. Paraphrase. Delegation was not a demotion, it was preservation. Multiply your mission, not your stress. There is also a money truth. Multiplication demands margins. If your price only works when you do it all yourself at $100 a week, you have a hobby with invoices. Build your cost of goods into the price team pay, software, shipping, your review time, a quality control slot, and a profit. Multiplication without margin is slavery with a logo. Write that down. So here is your 7-step multiplication sprint for this week. 1. Extract your done looks like into a numbered checklist. 2. Draft the welcome, kickoff, and close scripts. 3. Create the scorecard name. 3 metrics that define success. 4. Organize your assets into a single folder with standard names and versions. 5. Outline your 3 tiers. done for you, done with you, do it yourself, with 1 paragraph definitions, 1 price each, and 1 delivery calendar. 6. Run a pilot with a partner or apprentice. Using the SOP, while you observe, do not intervene unless safety or integrity is at risk. 7. Debrief and fix the document before you book more seats. Say it out loud. I don't scale chaos, I scale clarity. Lift your hands and declare, I multiply without losing my soul. I build methods, not myths. I script moments. I measure outcomes. I train others. I protect my values. My fruit can be repeated without collapsing. Genesis is my operating system. Be fruitful, multiply. We will talk replenishing next, how to place your fruit where people already are. But today, let heaven register your decision. You will stop selling your hours as if your destiny is a timesheet. Money follows value, and value multiplies through systems. Go write the manual. Train the first person. Run the second cohort. Ship the kit. Multiply responsibly. Law number 3, replenish. We produce fruit. We multiply the method. Now the earth must be filled with it. And God blessed them. And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Genesis 1:28. Write this down. Replenishment is placement. It is not enough to have a harvest in your backyard. Fruit must find tables. Distribution is evangelism for your product. Say it. Distribution is evangelism. Just as the gospel must be preached to be believed, value must be placed to be consumed. How shall they hear without a preacher? Romans 10:14. How shall they buy without a distributor? Let me correct a mindset that's keeping you poor but busy. A great product with no distribution is still a hidden seed. You are screaming excellence inside a closet. Neither do men light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. Matthew 5:15. Stop hiding your lamp behind perfectionism, shyness, and spiritual excuses. Obscurity is not humility. In business, it is negligence. If the market cannot find you, the market cannot reward you. Write that down. Replenish means fill again and again, not once. Placement is not a post, it's a pipeline. So here is your replenishment blueprint in 3 lanes: owned, borrowed, and paid. Owned channels are the tables you control: your email list, SMS list, website, podcast, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, calendar of live demos. Borrowed channels are other people's tables where trust already sits. Affiliates, referral partners, communities, churches, schools, co-working spaces, SaaS platforms, podcasts, newsletters. Paid channels are the highways. Sponsored posts, search ads, local radio, event booths, marketplace listings. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Place the fruit on every righteous table your buyer already visits. Write this down as your distribution checklist. 1. Where does your buyer already gather? Name 7 rooms, digital or physical. Which groups? Slacks, LinkedIn communities, conferences, cafes, or PTA meetings do they attend? 2. Who already has their trust? List 5 gatekeepers, pastors, HR leaders, platform owners, influencers, chamber chairs, community admins. 3. What format travels fastest in those rooms? A 6.0, second video, a 1-page PDF, a before and after carousel, a 5-minute live demo, a 30-minute webinar, or a Saturday pop-up table. 4. What is your taste and see offer? Sample slices, pilots, free workshops, limited trials, demo days. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good, Psalm 34:8. If heaven uses taste, you should too. 5. What is your cadence? Daily, micro, weekly, event, monthly, partner, webinar, quarterly launch. If it's not scheduled, it's sentimental. 6. What is your referral script? At the moment of delight, ask for 1 introduction with a templated message and give a thank you. 7. How will you measure? Track placements made, samples delivered, consumption rate, conversion rate, and follow-up speed. Let's put flesh on this. Sister Naomi's bread will rot in a whisper if she keeps it on her counter. Replenish means tables. Oh, and she opens a simple bread this week SMS list with a Friday reminder and a Monday menu. She posts a 2-second steam rising slice video at 4:30 p.m. daily. Borrowed. She partners with 3 cafes, the hospital gift shop, the school PTA, and a Saturday farmers market. She brings sample trays at 5 p.m. to office lobbies when people are hungry. Paid. She runs a 2-mile radius ad at 3:06 p.m. with 7 loaves this week reserved by noon, fresh by dinner, and she lists her bread club on local delivery apps. Taste and see, a first slice free card for first-time buyers, and a late get a bonus focaccia guarantee. Referrals. Every time a family posts steam photos, she comments with a private thank you and a one-time share your code. Your friend gets a free slice. You get 10% off. That is replenishing, placing fruit where miles already are. Your leadership sprint cannot live only on your website. Own a weekly 5-minute live manager office hours on LinkedIn and YouTube where you solve one concrete problem in real time, and a Monday email called the one-on-one question of the week with a script readers can copy. Borrowed. Partner with HR communities, Slack groups for first-time managers, and SaaS tools like project boards or chat platforms. Offer their users a co-branded template pack and a joint webinar. Install one-on-ones in 7 days. Get on 3 podcasts where new managers listen. Paid. Retarget your site visitors with a 4-5-second demo of your dashboard and a join the next cohort link. Taste and see. A free manager quick win kit, 1 dashboard template, 1 agenda, 1 feedback script, and a 7-day challenge. If they complete it and submit proof, give them a seat credit. Make it easy to chew. Your 5-day branding service. Owned a weekly offer in 1 sentence, live on Instagram with 3 hot seats. Borrowed. A Friday pop-up booth in a co-working space. 1 5-minute free brand audits. A partner day with a domain registrar or payment processor. Giving their sign-ups. A brand in a week coupon. Guest trainings and startup accelerators. Paid, sponsored newsletter placements in founder communities with a before and after carousel. Taste and see. A day 1 free group workshop. Clarify message and write the 1-sentence offer. If they love it, book the full week. Put the loaf in the window and let them smell it. Some of you say, I'm waiting on God to open a door. Doors don't open to people sitting down. Doors open to people who knock. Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Matthew 7:7. Knocking is contacting gatekeepers with a win-win. Write this. A partner pitch is not please promote me. It is here's how I will feed your people. Offer them a taste for their community, a revenue share for their effort, and a calendar for convenience. Give them pre-written emails, a registration page, and a unique link. Make it easy to say yes. And let me rebuke your fear of giving samples. Samples are not charity, they are strategy. A taste is not the whole orchard, it is a slice that proves reality. Jesus didn't invite Thomas to theory. He said, put your finger here, John 20:27. Let prospects touch your fruit. A 7-day trial, 1 module open, the first coaching call free with a tangible outcome, a Saturday workshop producing a deliverable by noon. But listen, write this down. Generosity with boundaries. Define what is free, for how long, and what happens next. Free without a next step is leakage. Free with a calendar is a pipeline. Your replenishment rhythm must be written like liturgy. Daily, 1 micro proof of 6-0, second clip, a before and after, a quote with numbers. Weekly, 1 live gathering, office hours, demo, or workshop. Monthly, 1 partner stage, a borrowed room where you serve another leader's people. Quarterly, 1 campaign launch, a cohort, a bread club season, a brand week calendar, set reminders. Block the time. Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Mark 16:15. In your case, go into all your buyers' worlds and place the fruit on every table with integrity. Here is a hard scripture for hoarders. He who withholds grain, the people will curse him, but blessing is on the head of him who sells it. Proverbs 11:26. You think withholding is holy. The Bible calls it a curse. Release the grain. Sell it righteously. Price it cleanly. Place it consistently. Bless your city by making access easy. So, assignments before the sun sets. Map 7 rooms where your buyer already gathers. List 5 gatekeepers and send 3 partner pitches with a clear win. Record 160 second taste video showing the moment of outcome. Put a demo on your calendar this week and invite your list. Create 1 referral script and ask 3 happy clients for 1 introduction each. Book 1 borrowed stage for next month. Then measure placements, tastes, and conversions every Friday. Say it. I place my fruit where people are. I am not a hermit. I am a distributor. I evangelize my product with integrity. I give them a taste. I honor gatekeepers. I schedule my placement. I replenish the earth. Be fruitful. Multiply. Replenish. Subdue. And dominion are coming. But they wait on distribution. Move the fruit to the tables and watch how quickly tables call you back. Because value properly placed creates both income and impact. Now go knock. Go place. Go feed. Law number 4, subdue. After you place fruit on tables, you must govern the table. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. Genesis 1:28. Write that down. Subdue is governance. It is the power to set standards, control scope, protect margins, manage time, and maintain quality so the fruit doesn't rot. Desire made you start. Discipline will make you last. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Order keeps fruit fresh. What is subduing? It is bringing your operation under a righteous rule so emotions cannot hijack outcomes. It is the difference between a vendor and a steward. Vendors chase dollars. Stewards guard the garden. Say it. I am a steward. Subduing writes policies, schedules, production, enforces boundaries, and protects your energy. Dominion is not a feeling. Dominion is a calendar with standards. Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Psalm 90:12. When you number time, you multiply. Impact. Let me expose the rot points, because rot begins at the edges where nobody is watching. Rot point 1, inconsistent delivery. You change the recipe every week. You skip steps. You wing it because you're creative. Creativity without consistency is chaos dressed in cologne. Rot point 2, unclear boundaries. You say yes to everything, so the loaf never finishes. Rot point 3, underpricing. You price from fear, not from cost, so you are exhausted and broke. Rot point 4, overpromising. You sell heaven and deliver a hallway. Rot point 5, emotional decision making. Flattery books your calendar. Guilt discounts your price. Anxiety cancels your Sabbath. Write this down. Emotions are terrible operations managers. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Proverbs 25:28. Subdue your spirit. Build walls around your fruit. So how do we subdue? First, set standards. Define quality before you deliver. What is done? What is wrong? What is good? Put it in the checklist anyone can hold. Sister Naomi standard. Internal loaf temperature, 205 degrees Fahrenheit. Crust color between 18 and 20 on her photo scale. Crumb holes not larger than a pea. Bag sealed within 10 minutes of cooling. Labels printed with date and batch. Your branding week standard. Final logo delivered in SVG, PNG, and PDF. Brand guide, 12 pages minimum with color codes. Website loads sub 2 seconds on mobile. Copy passes a 7th grade readability score. 3 on-brand images, licensed with proof. Your leadership sprint standard. All managers schedule one-on-ones by day 2. Each team member has 3 measurable goals by day 10. First feedback loop sent and acknowledged by day 14. Dashboard usage 80% by day 21. If it's not defined, it will decay. A just weight and balance are the Lord's. Proverbs 16:11. Standards are your just weights. Second, control scope. Scope is the garden fence. You must write what is included and what is not kindly, clearly, early. Naomi's scope. Orders close at noon for next day fulfillment. No same day special flavors. Maximum 2 add-ons per order. Custom shapes require 72 hours and a fee. Branding scope, 3 rounds of revision max. Copywriting, up to 500 words. 5-page site only. Any extra page is a change order. Leadership, sprint scope. We install one-on-ones, goals, and feedback. We are not re-architecting your HR department in 4 weeks. Requests outside scope trigger a change request with price and time impact. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Your no protects your yes. Third, protect margins. Count the cost before you promise the tower. Which of you, intending to build a tower, sit it not down first and counted the cost? Lugnelia toista, coxcumenta cardexan. Write this formula. Price is greater than or equal to cost of goods plus labor plus overhead plus tax plus profit. If your margin dies, your mission dies. Naomi calculates flour, yeast, salt, energy, bags, labels, helpers, pay, delivery, petrol, waste, allowance, and adds profit. Branding week counts designer hours, software, fonts, hosting, revisions, your review time, and a profit. Leadership sprint prices your facilitator time, platform fees, templates, support SLA, and profit. Underpricing is not humility, it is negligence. Protect your margins like your children. Fourth, manage time with a production schedule and SLAs, service level agreements. Time leaks create rot. Naomi blocks mixing 5 a.m., 6 a.m., proofing 6-8, baking 8-11, cooling and bagging 11-12, deliveries 12-2, restocking 3-4, cleanup 4-5, Sabbath protected all day Sunday. Orders placed afternoon roll to the next day. Branding week is 5 fixed days. Day 1 message and map. Day 2 visual direction. Day 3 build. Day 4 refine. Day 5 launch. Client assets due by 9 a.m. Daily review at 3 p.m. No same day scope changes afternoon. Leadership sprint. Kickoff Monday 9 a.m. Manager office hours Tuesday and Thursday 1 p.m. Support responses within 24 hours. Your time is a wall. Build it or be buried by it. Fifth, institute quality control and a stop the line power. If something violates the standard, any team member can stop production. No shame, just fix it. Naomi empowers her apprentice. If cross color hits 22 on the photo scale, stop and adjust oven temp. If internal temp is 195 degrees Fahrenheit, return it to the oven. Branding team. If file naming convention breaks, stop and standardize. If load speed exceeds 2 seconds, no launch until it passes. If a manager misses 2 checkpoints, pause and escalate with a predefined email and a catch-up plan. Be diligent to know the state of your flocks and look well to your herds. Proverbs 27-23. Diligence is inspection, not assumption. Sixth, codify money policies. Deposits, secure dates. Balances, release files. Refunds are righteous but bounded. Late fees are written. Rush fees are written. Kill fees for canceled projects are written. Naomi, 50% deposit on bread club. Balance on pickup. End of day donate unsold loaves and record waste under 5%. Branding. 40% deposit to book the week. 40% at day 1. 20% at handoff. Final files released after payment clears. Cancel within 7 days of start incurs a 25% kill fee. Company pays in full to secure cohort. Refund only if scorecard outcomes missed and client complied with all actions. Money loves clarity. Now, write this down. Subdue with metrics. What you measure improves. What you ignore rots. The metrics that matter: conversion rate, visitors to buyers, time to first value, how fast a buyer tastes benefit, on-time delivery rate, retention or renewal rate, refund rate, and the top 3 reasons: cost to acquire a customer, average order value, gross margin percentage, rework rate, how often you fix errors, referral rate, and capacity utilization. Are you at 70-80% or burning at 120%? Create a simple dashboard weekly. Not yearly, with green, yellow, red. If conversion dips, test your offer. If time to first value stretches, simplify onboarding. If refunds spike for not what I expected, fix your packaging and sales script. If CAT climbs, refine distribution channels. Numbers are not your enemy. They are your early warning prophets. Let me put this in your hands with our 3 examples. Naomi tracks orders per day, on-time bakes, waste percent, repeat buyers, average basket size, and delivery punctuality. She sets an SLA, 95% of loaves ready by promised time, waste under 5%, repeat buyers 60% by month 3. Her boundary, no new cafe until she can hit those numbers 3 weeks straight. The branding team tracks, led to booking conversion, on-time daily deliverables, revision rounds used, NPS or delight score at handoff, and rework rate within 30 days. 100% of daily milestones by 4 p.m. No more than 3 revisions. Load speed passes. Client assets delivered on day promise. The sprint tracks cohort completion rate, time to first win, first one-on-one schedule, manager satisfaction, renewal or upsell rate, and support response times. 1 to 4 hour support responses. 80% first wins by day 5, 90% completion. If a metric is red, you don't pray, only you change the process. Pray, then pivot. Finally, protect your energy. Subduing is not just policies, it's personal governance. Turn off notifications during production. Book recovery time after launches. Keep Sabbath. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Exodus 20:9-10. Exhaustion rots excellence. Write this. I do not sell my nervous system. Guard your body, your mind, your margins, and your mission. Say it out loud. Subduing keeps my fruit fresh. I govern standards. I fence scope. I protect margins. I schedule production. I measure reality. I enforce Sabbath. I am not led by flattery or fear. I am led by principle and plan. Be fruitful. Multiply. Replenish. Subdue. Dominion waits on this discipline. When you subdue your operation, heaven can trust you with a category. Control quality, time, and money, then the fruit won't rot on the table and your name will be synonymous with integrity. Dominion is next. Now, dominion, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion. Genesis 1:28, write this down. Dominion is remembered mastery. Dominion is when the market associates your name with a specific outcome so strongly that when that need awakens, your name rises first. Uninvited, unquestioned. Dominion is not noise, it is memory. It is niche plus excellence. Say it. Dominion is remembered mastery. Hear me. Dominion is not tyranny. It is not exploitation. Jesus said, whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant. Matthew 20:26. Dominion is being the most dependable servant of a singular need for a singular people with a singular process. It is when you have become so faithful, so consistent, so measurable in one outcome that the people you serve canonize your name as a solution. Daniel distinguished himself because an excellent spirit was in him. Daniel 6:3. Excellence is how dominion enters the room. Remember this. Exploitation produces rebellion. Excellence produces remembrance. Let me ask you a question that will decide your revenue for the next decade. What's your Whopper? Everybody sells burgers, but Burger King claimed a Whopper. That is not just a sandwich. It is a category inside a category, a signature promise, a distinct assembly, a taste profile that the brand can own. Microsoft owned operating systems for the masses. Oprah owned empathetic conversation at scale. McDonald's owned fast, consistent fries. Tiger Woods owned Sunday Red on the back, 9 mastery of a domain. Write that down. What's your Whopper? Not what do you do, but what can only you be remembered for in this room. Dominion begins with a decision to stop being everything for everyone. Scatter is the enemy of sovereignty. The market does not reward generalists with dominion. It pays them wages for labor. Dominion follows the specialist who becomes the first name for a first problem to a first people. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He shall stand before kings. Proverbs 22:29. Skilled means honed, narrowed, sharpened, and aimed. So here is your dominion lens. One audience, one urgent problem, one signature process. Write this down and fill the blanks. I serve one people who struggle with one painful problem by delivering one clear outcome through one named process in one defined time frame or guarantee. Until that sentence is real, dominion is a fantasy. Let's make this tangible. Sister Naomi does not sell bread. That's a commodity. Her Whopper is dinner in hands by 6, a bread club that guarantees 7 rotating loaves per week, pre-sliced, picked up on time with a late bonus focaccia promise. One people, busy families within 2 miles of the school. One problem, dinner is late and unhealthy. One process, the steam and time method. Mix at dawn, bake by noon, bag by 12:10, pick up 3-6 p.m., text alert with slice suggestions. Now when a mother panics at 4:30 p.m., the memory calls, Naomi dinner in hands by 6. That is dominion as remembered mastery. She is not the only baker, she's the first name. Your 5-day branding service does not do websites. The world is bloated with templates. Your Whopper is brand in a week, sales by Friday. One people, solo consultants stuck under $150K. One problem, no clear offer, no speed to sale. One process, the lightning ladder. Day 1, offer sentence. Day 2, visual identity. Day 3, site live. Day 4, case study. Day 5, launch webinar with a booked sales calendar. Promise, by Friday at 4 p.m., hold 3 qualified sales calls or we keep working free until you do. Now, when a consultant decides I need momentum this week, your name is the first call. That is dominion. Your leadership sprint? Don't train managers own one-on-ones installed in 21 days. One people, first-time managers over teams of 3. 8, one problem, chaos, missed goals, silent teams. One process, the 3. Loop system, loop 1, schedule. Loop 2, goals. Loop 3, feedback deployed through a dashboard with templates. Promise. All direct reports have 3 metrics and a weekly one-on-one on the calendar. By day 14, by day 21, first feedback loop delivered and acknowledged. That is a category you can name, measure, and monopolize with excellence. Write this down. Dominion has 5 proofs. 1, share of mind. You become the first answer in conversations you did not attend. 2, price integrity. You set a premium and do not apologize because results are predictable. 3, inbound gravity referrals. Arrive pre-sold saying, I heard you're the one. 4, imitation others. Copy your method and even your words. That is unpleasant, but also evidence. 5, calendar, sovereignty. You choose clients, not chase them, because your process has a waiting list. These are fruits of remembered mastery. Now don't confuse noise with naming. You don't own a category because you declared it. You own it because you deliver it repeatedly until the market confers the crown. By their fruits you shall know them. Matthew 7:20. Dominion is not what you say. It is what the people keep saying about you after you leave the room. So here's your path. Choose your one people and study them. Where do they gather? What 3? A. M. Fear haunts them. What metric matters most? Choose one painful, expensive, frequent problem to solve. Design a signature process with named steps and measurable checkpoints. Name it. Package it clearly. Promise a specific outcome with a time frame or milestone the buyer recognizes. Then repeat it until your muscles can do it blindfolded. What's your Whopper? Maybe you're the 90-minute leak rescue plumber for pre-war apartments. Maybe you're the first 100 customers marketer for SaaS founders using a repeatable code to demo framework. Maybe you are debt-free grad in 24 months for community college students with a work-study playbook. It must be sharp enough to pierce the noise and narrow enough to be owned by you. If you can't defend it, you can't dominate it. If you can't measure it, you can't master it. And listen, dominion serves. You are not building an empire to sit on people. You are building a table so stable that weary people can eat without anxiety. Joseph had dominion because he solved famine with systems. The whole earth came to Egypt, to Joseph, to buy grain, Genesis 41 to 57. That's distribution, meeting, dominion. He didn't manipulate. He managed a process that fed nations. Your dominion will look like this. When X happens, go to your name, they don't miss. Write this. Greatness is consistent usefulness. Practical steps for the week, because faith without works is dead. 1. Write the sentence. I serve one people who struggle with one problem by delivering one outcome through named process in time frame. Say it out loud until it fits in your lungs. 2. Name your whopper the short, sticky, ownable phrase for your promise. 3. Cut scope that is not inside your domain. Refer it away. Saying no is dominion. 4. Scripture proof. Before and after numbers. Case studies. Time to first result. 5. Saturate the 7 rooms where your people live with that single message for 90 days. No new angles, just deeper proof. 6. Teach your method publicly, once a week. The teacher becomes the top of mind. 7. Measure share of mind. Ask new inquiries. How did you hear about us? If your own sentence is not coming back to you from their mouths, you have not yet owned it. Say this with me. I will be fruitful. I will multiply. I will replenish. I will subdue. And I will have dominion. I own a category by mastering one problem for one people with one process. I am not scattered. I am sharpened. I am not a performer. I am a provider. I do not exploit. I serve with excellence. I am the first name for one clear outcome. Write that down and then live it until the market writes it for you. Because dominion is not given to dreamers. It is given to finishers who feed a people faithfully. When they think of that problem tomorrow morning, may your name rise like the sun. Now we move from sermons to shipping, from conviction to calendar. Faith without works is dead, and dominion without delivery is delusion. He that observes the wind shall not sow, and he that regards the clouds shall not reap. Ecclesiastes 11:4. You don't need more time. You need a deadline and a prototype. Write that down. Say it. I ship this week. This is your 7-day fruit protocol. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion, compressed into 1 week so your idea leaves the prison of your head and feeds somebody by Friday. Day 1, identify the fruit. Write the 1-sentence offer and choose the simplest edible format, not a thesis, a sentence. I serve one people who struggle with one problem by delivering one outcome through one name process in one time frame. Write it, speak it, test it on your tongue until it stops tripping. Naomi writes, I serve busy families near the school who struggle with late, unhealthy dinners by delivering fresh pre-sliced loaves through my steam and time method with pickup by 6 p.m. every weekday. The branding team writes, I serve solo consultants under $150K who struggle with slow sales by delivering a live brand and offer through the lightning ladder in 5 days with 3 sales calls booked by Friday 4 p.m. The Leadership Sprint writes, I serve first-time managers of 3-8 who struggle with chaos by installing one-on-ones and goals through the 3-loop system in 21 days. Now decide the format that can be eaten today. Is it a PDF checklist, a 1-page landing page, a 30-minute mini session, a sample loaf, a 3-slide demo? Fruit is not theory. It is edible. Write the vision and make it plain that he may run. That reads it, Habakkuk 2:2. Make it so plain it can be run with. Day 2, bake the first slice, build a minimum edible prototype, and set a price or a clear exchange. Naomi bakes 3 loaves by noon, pre-slices 1, photographs it on the family table, and writes the pickup window on a sticky note, edible. The branding team drafts a 1-page site with the offer sentence, a calendar link, and a bold promise. They also assemble the brand in a week outline with 5 milestones and a simple 2-color identity sample. Edible. The sprint team spins up a demo dashboard with 3 templates, one-on-one, agenda, goal sheet, feedback script, and records a 6-minute Loom walkthrough. Edible. Now price it. Not later. Not after 10 angels confirm. Price is purpose expressed in numbers. Naomi sets $27 for the dinner in hands, by 6 first-week club trial, or exchanges for 3 on-camera testimonials if nervous. The branding team sets $3,500 for the week with a $500 founding client discount for the first 3. The sprint sets $1,500 per manager for the first cohort, first 5 seats only. If you truly must, set a clear exchange, case study, referral, or recorded testimonial. But write this: free must buy you proof. Day 3, taste test the market, not your friend's flattery. Put it in front of 5 to 10 real humans who match your one people. Collect objections, harvest language, and note micro results. Naomi texts 5 school parents, trying a dinner by 6 Bread Club this week. Pre-sliced. Pick up at 3-6, $27 for 5 loaves. Want in for a test run? She notes their replies. Gluten, parking, can I freeze? Their words become her frequently asked questions. The branding team messages 10 consultants from LinkedIn with this script. We're piloting a 5-day brand in a week. Sales by Friday. 3 seats at $3,000 for founding proof. By Friday, 4 p.m. You hold 3 sales calls, or we work free until you do. Interested? Save their hesitations. I'm not ready. No testimonials. What if I don't have photos? Those turn into your content. The sprint invites 7 managers. We'll install one-on-ones and goals in 21 days. Pilot price $1,000 if you commit to our actions and a case study capture their fears. My team is remote. We tried this before. Time? Write this down. The market will write your marketing for you if you listen. Use their sentences verbatim on your page, your emails, your mouth. Day 4, repackage and write the fulfillment checklist. Remove anything that slows delivery. Packaging is not decoration, it is digestion. Naomi adds freezer-friendly and slice map included to the card, draws a pickup map with 2 curbside spots, and prints labels with ingredients. Checklist: bake by noon, cool by 12:10, slice by 12:20, bag, label, text alerts at 2:30, curbside cone out by 2:45. The branding team tightens their page, adds 3 FAQs using yesterday's objections, a calendar with only 2 slots per week, and the lightning ladder steps with check boxes. Checklist: day 1 offer, sentence approved. Day 2, visual mood board signed. Day 3, site live. Day 4, case study drafted. Day 5, webinar hosted. The sprint reduces bloat. No extra modules, just the 3. Loop system with fixed times. Checklist: kickoff, Monday, 9 a.m. One-on-one calendar invites sent by day 2. Goals draft by day 7. Feedback first loop by day 14. Dashboard check-in day 21. If it slows delivery, it dies. Prepare your work outside. Get it ready in the field. And after that, build your house. Proverbs 24 to 27. Build the field steps. Day 5, choose 1 channel and host 1 taste event. Not 7 platforms. 1 room where your people already gather. Do a live taste so they can smell the fruit. Naomi sets a folding table at school pickup with warm slices and a square reader. She texts, taste at 3 p.m. Today, dinner in hands by 6 sample. The branding team runs a 4 or 5 minute Zoom clinic titled Write Your Money Sentence, Book 3 Calls by Friday. They teach the sentence. Live, do 1 hot seat and soft close with 2 seats left for next week. The sprint hosts a 30-minute LinkedIn Live. Install one-on-ones in 21 days. Steal my 3 templates. They give the templates, show the demo dashboard, and say, we're enrolling 5 managers. Distribution is evangelism for your product. Put the fruit where mouths already are, not where your ego prefers. Go into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in. Luke 14:23. Day 6, sell and serve immediately. Document evidence in real time. Too many of you sell someday. Today is the day. Now is the accepted time. 2 Corinthians 6:2. Naomi sells 10-week trials by 3:45 p.m. Swipes cards, hands loaves, and photographs A mother smiling with dinner in hands. By 6, she texts at 5:59. How's dinner? And screenshots replies, kids ate everything. Husband shocked. Can we subscribe? Evidence. The branding team closes 2 founding clients on Zoom, collects 50% deposits, and starts day 1 Monday. They record the client saying the new offer out loud, and by Friday, screenshot the calendar with 3 booked calls. Evidence. The Sprint invoices a company for a 5-seat cohort, runs kickoff, and by day 14 gathers a stat. 100% of directs now have weekly one-on-ones. They capture a manager's quote on how the first feedback loop changed the meeting. Evidence. Write this down. Testimony is the currency of trust. By their fruits you shall know them. Matthew 7:20. Do not wait for perfect. Document progress. Day 7, subdue with review and plan the next multiplication. Sit with the numbers and the nerves. What worked? What rotted? Measure what matters. Naomi reviews, orders, pick up punctuality, waste under 5%, repeat interest. She standardizes. 2 curbside spots marked. Pick up text template. Late policy. If you arrive after 6:10, bonus focaccia. Tomorrow. She sets next week's target. From 10 to 20 subscriptions and hires a 2-hour helper on Thursdays. Multiply only what you can maintain. The branding team checks. Did both clients hit 3 calls? Load speed under 2 seconds? How many objections repeated? They tighten the fulfillment dock, add a stop the line rule for missing assets, and open 2 more week slots next month. 1 channel, same message, deeper proof. The Sprint reads the dashboard, time to first one-on-one, completion rate, satisfaction scores. They script a case study and lock an SLA. Support within 24 hours. Escalation path at 2 missed checkpoints. Then they set dates for the next 2 cohorts. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue again. Dominion is a rhythm, not a performance. Let me pass to you and push you. Stop caressing seeds. The world doesn't eat seeds. The world eats fruit. Write this vow and say it. I will ship in 7 days. My gift will become a package. My package will be tested. My tests will be heard in the people's language. My packaging will be clear. My distribution will be where they already are. My sale will be immediate. My review will be honest. My next repetition will be scheduled. Herein is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit, John 15:8. Not much talk, much fruit. 2 cautions as you go. 1, do not add days. Scarcity sharpens the soul. The 7-day limit is your friend because it kills perfectionism and feeds people. 2, keep the order sacred. Fruit first, multiplication second, distribution third. Subdue it with standards. Dominion is last. You cannot dominate what you refuse to deliver. You cannot deliver what you refuse to define. You cannot define what you refuse to decide. Decide today. Ship this week. And when fear whispers, answer with scripture. Commit your works unto the Lord, and your thoughts shall be established. Proverbs 16:3. Not commit your thoughts, commit your works. Do the work. Ship the fruit. Then your mind will catch up. And when distraction knocks, protect the garden. Put your phone on airplane mode during production. Lock the calendar. Honor Sabbath. Production without rest is presumption. Rest without production is fantasy. Balance is obedience. Say it one more time like you mean it. I ship this week. I am fruitful now. I multiply what works. I replenish by distributing. I subdue with standards. And I will have dominion because I fed a people faithfully. Write that down. And when I see you next, I don't want to hear about your idea. I want to taste your fruit. This is the moment of sending, not a benediction of theory, but a commissioning of producers. Your next level is not hidden in prayer alone. It is revealed through production, distribution, and disciplined dominion. Write that down. Jesus said, occupy till I come, Luke 19:13. That is a marketplace mandate. Moses stood crying at the Red Sea, and God replied, why are you crying unto me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward. Exodus 14:15. Forward is a verb. Remember the Lord your God, for it is he that gives you power to get wealth. Deuteronomy 8:18. Power to get means move, design, sell, deliver. So today I lay hands on your calendar, not just your head. We are not finishing with goosebumps. We are finishing with go. Stand in your spirit and say it out loud. Write this in your bones. I am a producer. I will not die with seed. I will solve a problem. I will distribute my fruit. Say it again like a covenant. I will ship. I will serve. I will measure. I will master. I will multiply what works and prune what doesn't. Herein is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit. John 15:8. Not much noise, much fruit. Tell your neighbor, I'm not bringing ideas next time. I'm bringing evidence. Let me confront the two thieves of your harvest, fear and perfectionism. Fear is not discernment. It is disobedience wearing a choir robe. Perfectionism is not holiness. It is pride masquerading as excellence to avoid accountability. He that observes the wind shall not sow. Ecclesiastes 11:4. That's false wisdom. Faith without works is dead. James 2:17. That's false spirituality exposed. And hear this warning. To him that knows to do good and does it not, to him it is sin. James 4:17. Hiding your gift under the blanket of I'm praying about it is not humility. It's rebellion against your assignment. The righteous are bold as a lion. Proverbs 28:1. Boldness is not volume, it's velocity. Move. Here is your decisive call to action. Write this, say it, do it. Choose one seed, one buyer, one product format, one channel. Fill the sentence. I serve one people who struggle with one painful problem by delivering one clear outcome through one name process in one simple format within one time frame. Price $X. Channel. The one room where they already gather. Now commit publicly. Tell your neighbor what you will ship and when. If you're alone, text your accountability partner right now. Type it exactly. By day, date, time, I will deliver product to buyer for dollar price through channel. Hold me to it. If you can't say it out loud, you won't sell it in the wild. Write that down. Next, choose the next table your fruit must reach. Not your fantasy platform, the real table where hungry people are already eating. The school pickup line, the Wednesday founder stand-up, the local contractor breakfast, the Zoom community you lurk in. Host a taste within 7 days. A sample loaf at 3 p.m., a 30-minute clinic, a 3-template giveaway, a 5-seat pilot. Distribution is evangelism for your product. Go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in. Luke 14:23. Compel with fruit, not flattery. And then subdue your process. Put times on tasks, names on steps, and consequences on slippage. Excellence is predictable service, not impressive spontaneity. When you return, do not come empty. Bring proofs, 3 evidences, minimum, 1 testimony, 1 receipt, 1 transformation metric. By their fruits we shall know you, Matthew 7:20. Testimony, the buyer's words about your outcome, recorded, written, verifiable, receipt, a paid invoice, or a time-stamped exchange that bought you proof. Transformation, before and after numbers, time saved, money made, stress reduced, a calendar filled. And bring share of mine evidence. They said my name first when that problem rose. That is dominion in embryo. I am sending you not to impress me, but to feed someone so faithfully that they call you back without your ad. Hear the scripture as a market summons. Arise, shine, for your light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. Isaiah 62:1. Light is not for hiding under a bushel or a brand deck. It is for rooms where people trip in the dark. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Proverbs 18:16. Your gift will not make room while sealed in the jar. Room appears when fruit arrives on the table. And the master is not congratulating potential. He is measuring production. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many. Matthew 25-21. Fruitfulness first. Multiplication next. Replenish with distribution. Subdue with standards. Then rule a dominion. This is the order of God. Obey the order, and the order will promote you. Now, I speak life over every seed God placed in you. Father, breathe on ideas that have been suffocated by fear. Let what has been delayed be delivered. Turn one good seed into a first fruit, one fruit into a cluster, one cluster into an orchard, and one orchard into a storehouse that feeds the people in famine. Like the mustard seed that becomes a great tree, so that the birds of the air may lodge under the shadow of it. Mark 4:31-32. Let their work become shelter, employment, and relief to many. Establish the work of their hands. Psalm 90-17. Give them courage to prize with integrity, humility to serve with excellence, and discipline to maintain standards when applause fades. Now say it with the backbone of a finisher. I am a producer. I will not die with seed. I solve a problem for people. I distribute my fruit where they are. I subdue my process with standards. I will have dominion by remembered mastery. Write it down and then write the date of your next delivery beside it. Calendar is covenant. Covenant kept becomes credibility, and credibility compels the market to remember your name. Go now. Be fruitful. Multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. Occupy your lane till he comes. And when I see you again, don't bring me a prophecy without proof. Bring me testimonies, receipts, and transform customers. I don't want to hear your idea. I want to taste your fruit. May the next time that problem wakes up in your city, your name rise first. Amen.